Before you hit subscribe, I need you to understand something. There are places on this planet that don't belong to us anymore. Maybe they never did. We just forgot. We paved over the old fears, built cities on burial grounds, and convinced ourselves we were apex. We were wrong. My name doesn't matter. My rank doesn't matter. What matters is that in the fall of 1998, I was part of a four-man SEAL reconnaissance team inserted into the Atchafalaya Basin in southern Louisiana. Our mission designation was Operation Blackwater. Our objective was simple: locate and surveil a suspected militia compound believed to be stockpiling weapons and coordinating with domestic extremist cells. It was supposed to be a 3-day op, low visibility. No contact. Eyes-on intelligence gathering for the FBI's domestic terrorism unit. We went in clean. We came out broken. Only one of us came out at all. The insertion was textbook. 0200 hours. Moonless night. We rode a blacked-out airboat to the drop point, then switched to kayaks for the final 2 clicks. The water was ink black, warm as blood, and it stank. Rotting vegetation, sulfur, something else underneath I couldn't name. Decay with a pulse. My team, Lieutenant Carver, call sign Shepard. Team leader. 15 years in. Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen. The kind of operator who could read a landscape like sheet music. He knew when something was wrong before it announced itself. Petty Officer First Class Luis Ortega, call sign Priest. Comms and explosives. Calm under fire. Spoke 3 languages. Had a rosary wrapped around his left wrist that he never talked about. Petty Officer Second Class Danny Holt, call sign Wicked. Youngest on the team. Sniper. 23 years old, and already had more confirmed kills than most shooters see in a career. Cocky but earned. And me, Petty Officer Second Class. Call sign Reaper. Medic. Close quarters specialist. I kept people alive. That was my job. I failed. We beached the kayaks on a low spit of mud concealed by cypress knees and dragged them into the undergrowth. The air was thick, wet, hard to pull into your lungs. Insects swarmed in clouds. Mosquitoes the size of your thumb. The buzz was constant. Maddening, a living static that pressed against your ears. Shepard checked his GPS, then gestured northwest. We moved in file. No words. Hand signals only. Night vision turned the world into grainy green ghosts. The trees were enormous, twisted things draped in Spanish moss that hung like funeral shrouds. The ground squelched under our boots, mud, water, and roots all tangled into a surface that felt unstable, like the earth itself might swallow you if you stopped moving. 2 hours in, Priest raised a fist. We froze. He pointed to his ear, then to the left. I strained to hear over the insect hum. Then I caught it, drumming, low, rhythmic, distant but deliberate, not mechanical, organic. Shepard's jaw tightened. He signaled, hold position. We waited. The drumming continued for 90 seconds, then stopped. Silence rushed in to fill the gap, and somehow that was worse. Shepard moved us forward. At 0430, we reached the observation point, a low ridge overlooking a clearing where the militia compound was supposed to be. It wasn't there. No structures, no vehicles, no supply caches, just an open space of trampled grass and mud, and in the center, a circle of stones. Old stones, worn smooth, arranged with intention. Wicked scanned the area through his rifle scope. No heat signatures. No movement. No nothing. Priest crouched beside the stones, studying them. This isn't militia, he said quietly. This is old. Really old. Shepard knelt, running his gloved fingers over carvings in stone. Symbols that didn't match any language I recognized. Spirals. Claws. Something that might have been eyes. Or mouths. Command got the intel wrong, I said. Shepard didn't answer. He was staring into the tree line on the far side of the clearing. Shepard? We're not alone, he whispered. I followed his gaze. At first, I saw nothing. Just darkness layered on darkness. Then the darkness moved. Not like an animal. Not like a person. It moved like water given shape. Fluid, silent, wrong. Wicked raised his rifle. Do not fire, Shepard hissed. The shape slid between two trees and vanished. My heart was a hammer in my chest. What the hell was that? Wicked's voice was tight. I don't know. Priest's hand went to his rosary. Shepard keyed his radio. Overwatch. This is Blackwater. 1. Requesting immediate extraction. Mission parameters compromised. How copy? Static. Overwatch, how copy? More static. Then a voice. Distorted. Wrong pitch. Wrong cadence. Below. Say again, Overwatch. They are below. Then silence. Shepard's face went pale. Packet. We're moving to secondary extraction. Now. We moved fast, abandoning stealth for speed. The swamp seemed to close in around us. The trees leaned. The water rippled without wind. The insect hum grew louder, angrier, until it felt like it was inside my skull. Then we heard it, the sound, a wet, clicking rasp, like bone scraping bone, but organic, rhythmic, coming from multiple directions at once. Priest stopped. Do you hear that? We all did. It was behind us, to our left, to our right, surrounding us. They're hurting us, I said. Shepard's eyes met mine. Run. Yendi Part 1, 1,000 words. Part 2, the hunt begins. Words 1,001 to 2,000. We ran. Not tactical, not measured. Pure survival sprint through water and mud and roots that grabbed at our boots like fingers. The clicking followed. Faster now. Closer. Wicket was on point. Rifle up, night vision scanning. Priest was right behind him. Then me. Then Shepard covering our six. Contact rear. Shepard shouted. I spun in time to see it. A shape exploding from the water. Low, fast, wrong proportions. Too many joints. Skin like wet leather. Eyes that reflected our NVGs in flat, yellow discs. Shepard fired. The muzzle flash lit the thing for a split second. I wish it hadn't. It had a torso like a man's, but elongated, ribs visible under slick skin. Arms too long, ending in hands with too many fingers, thin, hooked, tipped in black. Its legs bent backward. Its head, God, its head was narrow, eyeless in the front, but the sides bulged with clusters of small, wet eyes like a spider's. And its mouth, a vertical slit that split open sideways, lined with needle teeth. Shepard's rounds hit center mass. It shrieked. The sound was inhuman, high-pitched, oscillating, a frequency that made my teeth ache and my vision blur. Then it dove back into the water. Move, move. Shepard was already running. We didn't stop for 2 clicks. My lungs burned. My legs screamed. But fear is fuel, and we had plenty. We hit a dry island, a patch of solid ground maybe 30 meters across, ringed by water. Shepard called halt. We formed perimeter, rifles out, scanning. Priest was breathing hard, whispering prayers in Spanish. Wicket was pale, sweat pouring down his face despite the cool air. What the hell was that? He said. I don't know, Shepard said. Bullshit. You saw it. We all saw it. I don't know, Shepard repeated, voice hard. And it doesn't matter. We need extraction. He tried the radio again. Static. Overwatch. This is Blackwater. 1. Emergency extraction requested. Coordinates. A voice cut through. Not Overwatch. Not human. Below, below, below. Priest ripped the radio off his vest and threw it into the water. That's not our comms, he said, voice shaking. That's them. That's impossible, Wicket said. You got a better explanation? Silence. Then, from the water, all around us, the clicking. They emerged slowly. 3 of them. No, 5. 7. They rose from the water without sound, without splash, like they'd been waiting just beneath the surface the whole time, watching, their heads tilted in unison. The clicking came from their throats, a form of communication. I realized, coordinated, intelligent. Light them up, Shepard said. We fired. Control bursts. Center mass. Headshots. The first one jerked, stumbled, collapsed into the water. The second took 4 rounds and kept coming. The third moved sideways so fast my eyes couldn't track it. Then it was gone, submerged. They're learning, I said. Shepard's face was stone. Fall back. Stay together. We move as a unit, boots splashing through shallow water, eyes on every shadow. Then Wicket screamed. Something had him by the ankle. He went down hard, rifle flying, hands clawing at mud. I grabbed his vest, hauling backward. Priest fired into the water. The thing holding Wicket shrieked and released. We dragged him back onto solid ground. His boot was shredded. Deep punctures ran up his calf. For parallel gouges, bleeding fast. "I'm good," he gasped. "I'm good." He wasn't. I pulled out my med kit, slapping a pressure bandage on the wound. "Can you walk?" "Yeah." He couldn't. Shepard's expression didn't change, but I saw the calculation in his eyes. Wicket saw it too. "I can walk," he repeated, voice harder. Shepard nodded. "Then we move. Now." We lasted another hour. The creatures didn't attack again. Not directly. They followed, always just out of sight, always clicking, always coordinating. Wicket was slowing us down. His leg was worse than he admitted. The bandage was soaked through. Priest stayed close to him, half carrying him when the terrain got rough. I kept scanning, rifle tight to my shoulder, finger on the trigger. That's when I noticed. The trees were wrong. We'd passed the same cypress 3 times. "Shepard," I said quietly, "I know. We're going in circles. I know." His GPS was dead, compass spinning, no stars visible through the canopy. They weren't just hunting us. They were controlling the terrain, hurting us. Where are they taking us? Priest whispered. Shepard didn't answer. He didn't need to. We all felt it. The pull, like gravity, but lateral, a pressure in the chest, a tug behind the eyes, drawing us deeper into the swamp, deeper into their territory. At 0700, we found the bodies, a campsite, old, maybe a week, maybe 2, 3 tents, collapsed and shredded, supplies scattered, and bodies, 2 of them, hunters, from the look of their gear. What was left of them? One was hanging from a tree, gutted, organs removed with surgical precision. The other was in the water, face down, back flayed open in strips. Wicket vomited. Priest crossed himself. I checked the bodies. No bites. No feeding. This wasn't about food. This was a display. They wanted us to see this. I said. Shepard nodded. "Why?" Wicket croaked. "To show us what happens if we stop moving." The clicking started again. Closer now. From every direction. Shepard checked his watch. Secondary extraction is 8 clicks northeast. If we push hard, we can make it by 1200. And if we don't? Priest asked. Shepard met his eyes. Then we don't. We moved. Yendi Part 2. 1,000 words total. 2,000 words. Part 3. The breaking. Words 2001 to 3,000. The swamp changed as we moved deeper. The water grew darker. The trees thicker. The air colder, despite the Louisiana heat. And the smell. Rot. Copper. Something sweet and wrong underneath. Like meat left in the sun, then dragged underwater. Wicket was fading. His face was gray. His breathing shallow. The wound on his leg was infected. I could see the red streaks spreading up toward his knee. He needed antibiotics. For fluids. A hospital. He had me, a half-empty medkit, and a death march through hostile terrain. "Talk to me, Wicket," I said, keeping him focused. "About what?" "Anything. Where you from?" "Texas. San Antonio. Family? Mom. Little sister. You're gonna see them again." He looked at me. We both knew I was lying. At 0830, Priest stopped. "Do you hear that?" We listened. No clicking. No insects. No birds. Nothing. Total silence. "I don't like this," Wicket muttered. Shepard raised a fist. We froze. Then the water in front of us began to ripple. Not from wind. From below. Something rising. Shepard aimed his rifle. Steady. The surface broke. A head emerged. Human. No, almost human. It had the shape of a man's face, but the features were wrong. Eyes too far apart. Mouth too wide. Skin pale and slick. like something that had never seen the sun. It stared at us. Then it smiled. Rows of teeth, thin, hooked, and it spoke. Turn back. The voice was wet, labored, like speaking through a throat full of water. Wickett's rifle shook. What the hell? This is our water. Shepard's jaw clenched. Fire. We lit it up. The thing dropped below the surface. Water boiling with bullet impacts. 10 seconds. Nothing. Then the water exploded. They came from every side. 8, 10. More. Fast. Coordinated. Aggressive. Priest fired on full auto, sweeping left to right. One of the creatures lunged at him. He caught with a knife, driving the blade through its throat. It shrieked, clawing at his vest, pulling him toward the water. I grabbed him, yanking him back. The creature released, sinking. Shepard was on one knee, firing control bursts, dropping 2 more. Wicket was on his back, rifle up, squeezing rounds into anything that moved. Then one got through. It hit me from the side, 80 pounds of wet muscle and rage. We went down together, water filling my mouth and nose. Its hands locked around my throat. I felt the claws pierce skin. My vision tunneled. I jammed my thumb into one of its clustered eyes. It shrieked. I drew my sidearm and fired point-blank into its torso. Once, twice, 3 times. It spasmed and released. I surfaced, gasping, blood streaming down my neck. Shepard pulled me up. Move. We ran again. I don't know how long. Time stopped meaning anything. There was only movement. Pain. The burn in my legs and lungs and the weight of Wicket as priest, and I dragged him between us. Shepard was bleeding from a gash across his shoulder. Priest's vest was shredded. I was pretty sure I had a concussion. And they were still following. We could hear them. Clicking. Coordinating. Adjusting. Hunting. How much further? Priest gasped. Shepard checked his GPS. It flickered, died, then came back. 4 clicks. Wicket laughed. It was a broken sound. We're not making it. Shut up. Priest snapped. Look at us, man. We're done. I said, shut up. Wicket grabbed Priest's vest, pulling him close. Leave me. No. I'm slowing you down. You know it. Shepard knows it. Shepard didn't deny it. Wicket looked at me. Reaper, you know I'm right. I did. I hated that I did. We're not leaving you, I said. Then we all die. Silence. Shepard stopped walking. He turned, looked at Wicket for a long moment. Then he nodded. We set him up on a low rise, back against a tree, rifle across his lap. Priest gave him his spare magazines. I shot him full of morphine. Wicket's eyes were calm now, resigned. You tell my mom I went down fighting. We will, Shepard said. And my sister. Tell her I'm sorry I missed her graduation. Priest's voice cracked. We will. Wicket looked at me. Thanks for trying. Document. I couldn't speak. I just nodded. We left him there. We made it 50 meters before we heard him open fire. Short, controlled bursts. Then full auto. Then screaming. Not his. Theirs. He was taking them with him. Then silence. Priest was crying. Still moving, but crying. Shepard's face was stone. I felt nothing. Shocked, maybe. Or maybe I'd just run out of things to feel. At 1100, we reached the extraction point. A wide stretch of river. Open water. Good visibility. Shepard pulled out the backup radio. Analog. Old school, no digital interference. He keyed it. Overwatch. This is Blackwater. 1. Emergency extraction requested. 2 personnel. LZ is hot. Repeat. LZ is hot. Static. Then, Blackwater 1 Overwatch copies. Hello inbound. ETA 12 minutes. Shepard exhaled. Copy. Standing by. He looked at Priest and me. We hold here. No matter what. We nodded. Then the clicking started again. They came out of the tree line. Dozens of them. Not attacking. Just watching. Waiting. Priest raised his rifle. Do we engage? Not unless they move, Shepard said. The creatures stood at the edge of the water, motionless, heads tilted. Then one stepped forward. The one that had spoken before. It opened its mouth. You do not leave? Shepard aimed center mass. Watch me. The creature smiled. You are marked. It touched its chest. Then it pointed at us. All of them pointed. In unison. My blood went cold. What does that mean? Priest whispered. Shepard didn't answer. In the distance, I heard rotors. The hello was coming. Yendi Part 3. 1,000 words total. 3,000 words. Part 4. The extraction. Words 3,001 to 4,000. The sound of the helicopter was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard. Rotors cutting through humid air. The distant thrum of salvation. The creatures heard it too. Their heads snapped upward in unison. Clusters of eyes fixed on the sky. Then they moved, not toward us, into the water, vanishing beneath the surface without a ripple. Where are they going? Priest's voice was tight, rifles still trained on the tree line. I don't know, Shepard said. And I don't care. Get ready to move. The Black Hawk came in low and fast. Side doors open, door gunner scanning with mounted M240S. It hovered 20 feet above the water, downdraft whipping the surface into chaos. The crew chief leaned out, hand signals. Move now. We ran. Shepard first, then Priest, then me, boots pounding mud, water splashing. 10 meters from the skids. 5. Then the water exploded. They came up underneath the hello. 3 of them, launching from the river like missiles. 1 hit the starboard skid, claws screeching on metal. The pilot jerked left. The door gunner opened fire, brass raining into the water. The creature shrieked and dropped. Another lunge at the crew chief. He fell back, pulling his sidearm, firing wild. Shepard reached the skid and hauled himself up. He turned, reaching for Priest. That's when the third one hit me. It tackled me from behind, driving me face first into the shallows. Water filled my mouth, my nose. Its weight crushed my chest. I felt claws punch through my vest, through skin, scraping ribs. I screamed underwater. Bubbles. Darkness. Then hands grabbed my vest and yanked. Priest. He dragged me backward, firing one-handed into the creature's torso. It released. I surfaced, choking, vision blurred. Shepard grabbed my arm. Come on. We scrambled up the skid. The pilot was already pulling pitch, climbing hard. I collapsed onto the deck, lungs burning, blood pooling under me. The crew chief slammed the door shut. We were airborne. We were out. For 30 seconds, no one spoke. Just the roar of the rotors and the rattle of our breathing. Then Priest looked out the window. Oh, God. I pulled myself up, looked out. Below us, the swamp was moving. The water churned. The trees shook, and they were following, dozens of them, running along the banks, leaping between cypress roots, keeping pace with the hello. They're following us, Priest said, voice rising. They're actually following us. The pilot's voice crackled over comms. What the hell are those things? Shepard didn't answer. He was staring down at his hand, at the mark, for thin scratches across his palm, black at the edges, like infection or ink. I looked at mine. Same marks. Priest saw his and went pale. What is this? They marked us, I said quietly. What does that mean? Shepard's voice was flat. It means they know who we are now. The creatures followed us for 6 miles. Then, one by one, they stopped, turned, and melted back into the swamp. But I felt their eyes on us the whole way back. We landed at a classified forward operating base outside Baton Rouge. Medical was waiting. They triaged us fast for fluids, antibiotics, wound cleaning. I had 3 broken ribs, lacerations across my throat and back, and a punctured lung. Priest had a dislocated shoulder and deep tissue damage to his left arm. Shepard had lost blood, but refused treatment until he'd filed his report. Wickett was listed as Kia. Carver, Shepard, was listed as MIA, presumed dead. 48 hours later, he disappeared from the base hospital. No sign of struggle, no security footage. Just gone. They found his uniform folded on his bed. The black marks on his hand had spread to his wrist. Priest lasted 3 weeks. He went home to his family in El Paso. I got a call from his sister. He'd walked into the desert one night, and didn't come back. They found his boots at the edge of an arroyo. Nothing else. I'm still here. It's been 27 years. The marks never faded. They've spread, slowly, up my forearms now. Black veins under the skin. I feel them sometimes. The creatures. In the dark. In the water. In the space between sleep and waking. I hear the clicking. I know they're waiting. I've tried everything. Doctors. Specialists. Priests. Shamans. No one can explain it. No one can stop it. The military classified the entire operation. All records sealed. Wickett's family was told he died in a training accident. Shepard's family was told he deserted. Priest's death was ruled a suicide. I was discharged with full honors and a diagnosis of PTSD. They gave me a medal and told me to forget. I can't. I went back once. 5 years ago. I hired a guide, paid him cash, told him I was a researcher studying wetland ecology. We went as far as the outer basin. He refused to go further. Bad water, he said. Old families around here won't go in. Say it's curse. Curse how? He looked at me. Things live there that shouldn't. Things that remember. I asked what he meant. He wouldn't say. But he pointed to my arms. To the marks. You've been in, haven't you? I didn't answer. Then you already know. I dream about them every night. I see Wicked, propped against that tree, firing until his rifle clicked empty. I see Shepard walking into dark water, marks spreading across his chest. I see Priest standing at the edge of the desert, staring at something I can't see. And I see them, the creatures, standing at the edge of the water, watching, waiting. They don't need to hunt me. They already have me. Yendi Part 4, 1,000 words total. For 1,000 words. Part 5, The Reckoning, words 4,001 to 5,000. I need you to understand something. This isn't a ghost story. This isn't folklore or legend or campfire myth. This is a warning. After I left the military, I tried to live normally. I got a job, an apartment. I dated. I went to therapy. I tried to convince myself it was over, but the marks kept spreading, and the dreams got worse. In the dreams, I'm back in the swamp, but I'm alone. No team, no hello, no extraction, just me and the water and the clicking. I walk for hours, days. The landscape never changes. Always the same trees, the same mud, the same smell. And I know, somehow I know, that I'm walking in circles, that I've been here before, that I'll be here again. Then I see them, standing in the water, dozens of them, watching me with those clustered eyes. And the one in front, the one that spoke, steps forward. It touches its chest. Then it touches mine. And I feel it, the pull, like a hook behind my sternum, dragging me forward. I try to resist. I can't. I walk into the water. It closes over my head. And I wake up gasping, drenched in sweat, the marks on my arms burning. 3 years ago, I started researching. I dug through military archives, FOIA requests, historical records. I found patterns, disappearances, clusters of them dating back over a century. Trappers in the 1800s, loggers in the 1920s, hunters in the 1970s, all in the same region, all in the Atchafalaya Basin, and all with the same details. Bodies found with surgical precision wounds, survivors who reported things in the water, witnesses who described clicking sounds and coordinated attacks, and marks, black marks on the skin. Every survivor disappeared within a year. I found one name that kept appearing, Dr. Emile Narcisse, an anthropologist from Tulane University who studied the region in the 1960s. He published one paper before he vanished. The title, Pre-Colonial Predation Cults and Aquatic Territoriality in Southern Wetlands. I tracked down a copy in a university archive. It was heavily redacted, but what remained was enough. Narcisse theorized that certain indigenous groups in the region worshipped or feared entities they believed controlled the waterways. Not gods, not spirits. Predators, ancient, intelligent, territorial. He described rituals designed to appease them. Offerings, boundaries, rules. Do not enter the old waters after dark. Do not take more than you need. Do not mark the stones. And most importantly, if you are marked, do not return. Narcissa's final journal entry was dated June 14th, 1967. He wrote, I have made a terrible mistake. I went into the basin alone to document the stone circles. I was marked. I feel them now, even here, 50 miles away. They are in my dreams. They are in my thoughts. I know what comes next. To those who read this, the old families were right. Some places are not ours. Some things do not forgive trespass. I will not run. I will return to the water. It is the only way to end this. His body was found 3 days later, drowned in 6 inches of water. Autopsy showed no signs of struggle, no drugs, no trauma. He simply stopped breathing. The marks on his arms had spread to his chest. I'm running out of time. The marks are past my elbows now. I feel them moving under my skin. Slow, patient. I hear the clicking when I'm alone. I see shapes in the corner of my eye. Wet, low, wrong. Last week, I woke up standing in my shower, fully clothed, water running cold. I don't remember getting in. I've tried to resist. I've tried medication, isolation. I even checked myself into a psychiatric facility. They released me after 72 hours, said I was lucid, functional, no danger to myself or others. They were wrong. 2 nights ago, I got in my car. I didn't decide to. I just did. I drove south, through Baton Rouge, through Lafayette. I stopped at the edge of the basin, the same place we inserted in 1998. I sat there for 3 hours. Engine off, windows down. I heard them, clicking, calling, and I wanted to go. God help me. I wanted to walk into that water and let it take me. I forced myself to turn around. I drove home, but I know I'll go back. It's only a matter of time. I'm telling you this because someone needs to know. Someone needs to carry the warning forward. The things in the Atchafalaya Basin are real. They are intelligent. They are territorial. And they do not forgive. If you are marked, there is no escape. You will hear them. You will dream of them. And eventually, you will return. Not because you want to, because they want you to. I've made my peace with it. I've written letters to the families of my team. I've cleared my affairs. I've left this recording with instructions to release it if I disappear. When you hear this, I'll be gone. I'm going back. Not because I'm brave. Not because I have a choice. Because the marks have reached my chest. Because the clicking is constant now. Because I see them even when my eyes are open. They're waiting for me, and I'm tired of running. To anyone listening, stay out of the old waters. Respect the boundaries. If you see the stones, turn back. If you hear the clicking, leave immediately. And if you are marked, God help you, because nothing else will. Yendi Part 5, 1,000 words total. 5,000 words. Part 6, The Return. Words 5,001 to 6,000. This is the last recording. I'm in my car. It's 2:47 a.m. I'm parked at the edge of the basin. The same access road we used in 1998. The water is black. The air is thick. I can hear them. I didn't plan to come tonight. I went to bed, set 3 alarms, locked the door. But I woke up here. Keys in the ignition. Clothes soaked with swamp water. I don't remember driving. I don't remember leaving the house. The marks are glowing, faint, blue-black, like bioluminescence under the skin. They've spread across my chest, down my sides. They're on my neck now. I'm not afraid anymore. That's the worst part. I should be terrified. I should be fighting this. But I feel calm, like I'm finally going home. I can see them, standing at the edge of the water. 20, 30, more, silent, waiting. The one in front, the one that marked me, steps forward. It tilts its head, and I understand. It's time. I'm getting out of the car now. I'm walking toward the water. My boots sink into the mud. The smell is overwhelming, rot and copper and something ancient. They don't move. They just watch. I stop at the edge. The water is warm. I can feel it pulling me. Not physically, deeper than that. In my chest, in my skull, in the part of me That isn't me anymore. I look back at the car, at the recorder on the passenger seat, red light blinking. This is the last thing I'll ever say. So listen, don't come looking for me. Don't send a team. Don't try to recover my body. You won't find it. Or, if you do, it won't be me anymore. These things, they're not animals. They're not monsters. They're something older. Something that was here long before we built cities and drew borders and convinced ourselves we own the earth. They remember, and they don't forgive trespass. We violated their territory. We ignored the warnings. We marked the stones, and they marked us in return. This isn't about revenge. It's about balance. We took from them. Now they take from us. I'm walking into the water now. It's up to my knees. My waist, my chest, they're moving closer, circling me. The clicking is inside my head now. Not a sound, a language, and I understand it. They're saying, "You are ours. You were always ours. Welcome home." The water is over my shoulders. I can't feel the bottom anymore. I'm not afraid. I should be, but I'm not. I see Wicked, standing in the water ahead of me. He's smiling. His eyes are black. He reaches for me. I see Shepherd, to my left, marks glowing across his chest. He nods. I see Priest, to my right, rosary still wrapped around his wrist. He whispers, "It's okay. They're not real. I know they're not real, but it doesn't matter." The water closes over my head. I don't fight it. I let go. I sink, down, down, into the dark, and I feel hands, not human hands. Cold, thin, too many fingers. They pull me deeper. I try to scream. Water fills my lungs. Then, nothing. No, not nothing. Clarity. I understand now. Why they marked us. Why they waited. Why they followed. We didn't just trespass. We became part of the cycle. Predator and prey. Hunter and hunted. Forever. I am theirs now. I will hunt with them. I will wade in the water. I will mark the next ones who enter, and they will return, just like I did. This is a last warning. Not from me, from them. Through me, stay out of the old waters. Do not mark the stones. Do not return. If you are marked, there is no hope. There is no escape. There is only the water and the waiting. I'm gone now, but I'm still here, in the dark, in the deep, in the spaces between the trees and the mud and the silence. If you hear clicking in the night, run. If you see marks on your skin, pray. If you feel the pull, resist for as long as you can. But you will return. They always come home. The recording ends. 3 minutes of silence. Then faint, distant, barely audible, clicking. Yendi Part 6. 1,000 words total. 6,000 words. Epilogue, the echo, word 6001 to 6,500. This is Special Agent Rebecca Core, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Domestic Terrorism Unit. Case file, Operation Blackwater, Supplemental Investigation. Date, November 14th, 2025. The recording you just heard was recovered from a vehicle found abandoned on Parish Road 417, approximately 6 miles southeast of Bayou Sorrel, Louisiana. The vehicle was registered to Redacted, former Petty Officer 2nd Class, U.S. Navy SEALs, call sign Reaper. No body was recovered. Search efforts were suspended after 72 hours due to hazardous terrain and lack of additional evidence. The case remains open but inactive. This is the 4th disappearance connected to Operation Blackwater. All 4 personnel exhibited similar psychological symptoms prior to disappearance. Insomnia and night terrors. Report of auditory hallucinations, clicking, scraping sounds. Visual hallucinations, figures in water, shadows in peripheral vision. Dermatological anomalies, unexplained markings on skin, described as dark veins or scars. Compulsive behavior, repeated travel toward the Atchafalaya Basin region. All 4 were diagnosed with severe PTSD. All 4 refused long-term psychiatric care. All 4 disappeared within 10 years of the original operation. I've reviewed the classified after-action reports. I've interviewed the medical personnel who treated them. I've studied the terrain, the history, the patterns. and I reach a conclusion that I cannot officially file. Something happened in that swamp in 1998. Something the military doesn't want to acknowledge. Something that doesn't fit into any threat model we have. I've been to the site. I brought a team, full gear, daylight operation. We documented the stone circles mentioned in the reports. We found evidence of previous campsites, some recent, some decades old, and we found bones, human bones, dozens of them, arranged in patterns. We collected samples. Forensics came back inconclusive. No cause of death. No evidence of predation. The bones were clean. Too clean. Like they'd been stripped by something methodical. We left before dark. None of us spoke on the ride back. That night, 3 members of my team reported nightmares. The same nightmare. Standing in water. Hearing clicking. Seeing shapes. One agent found marks on her wrist the next morning. Thin. Dark. For parallel lines. She requested immediate transfer. I approved it. I haven't been back. I won't go back. The official position of the Bureau is that the disappearances are unrelated, tragic, but unrelated, for veterans suffering from trauma, drawn back to the site of their psychological break, succumbing to the elements. That's the story. But I've read the reports. I've listened to the recordings. I've seen the marks. I don't know what's in that swamp. I don't know if it's a species we haven't classified, a chemical anomaly affecting cognition, a localized environmental hazard, or something else. What I know is this. People who go into the Atchafalaya Basin sometimes don't come out, and the ones who do come out wrong. The area is not officially restricted, but the local population avoids it. They've avoided it for generations. They call it the Old Water, and they tell their children, don't go near the old water. Don't swim there. Don't hunt there. And if you see the stones, run. I'm filing this report as supplemental evidence. I'm also filing a recommendation that the site be classified as a federal hazard zone and placed under restricted access. I don't expect it to be approved, but I'm putting it on record because someone needs to. If you're listening to this, if you're considering a trip to the Atchafalaya Basin, if you think this is an adventure or a mystery to solve or a YouTube video waiting to happen, don't. Stay out of the old water. Respect the warnings. Listen to the locals. Because some places don't belong to us. Some places remember. And some things don't let go. This is Special Agent Rebecca Core. Case file closed. End recording. File attachment. Audio_analysis.wave. Timestamp. 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 6 seconds. Faint background noise detected in original recording. Filtered and amplified. Result. Clicking. Rhythmic. Coordinated. Source unknown. Addendum. Agent Core submitted her resignation 4 days after filing this report. She was last seen driving south on Highway 90. Her vehicle was found abandoned near the Atchafalaya Basin on November 22nd, 2025. No body recovered. Dark markings noted on driver's seat fabric. Case remains open.